All right, what we have here is a Chinese diesel heater. And this is really meant, I guess, to go into vehicles. It runs on diesel. And I guess it puts out somewhere around 30,000 BTUs, which, best I can figure, is about the same as what 5 of the electrical 1500 watt heaters, electrical ones, would put out. So I've never installed one of these before. My son Jesse gave it to me for Christmas to try to heat this house up a little bit while I'm working on it. We'll figure this out together, I guess. It's made by Vevor. V-E-V-O-R. They're supposed to be pretty economical to run. And we'll try to figure this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook it up to this window going out, because you have to put the exhaust outside. It'll kill you otherwise. So I'm going to try to mount this temporarily here with the exhaust going out through the window. I got a piece of steel, pretty heavy gauge stuff, that I'll cut a hole through, and then I can put foam or something on the rest of the window to keep the air out. This is a concrete wall, obviously, so I don't want to try to put holes through the wall. And this is temporary. This is not going to be a permanent heater, but hopefully it'll keep me warm for the rest of the winter while we try to get this house done. It's been so cold here that I haven't done much on the house in the last week or so. So I need to get this heat hooked up in here so at least it's bearable. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a mounting plate. And like I said, it's meant to go in a vehicle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of 6x6s, 2x6s out like this, that I can mount this on, and then it'll mount to that machine. And that should make the exhaust easier to run out. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Right after I put my gloves back on, because it's cold out here. It's supposed to warm up towards the end of the week, but right now it's cold. That's the exhaust pipe. So I got this plate on here now. When I'm done hooking it up, I can put screws in it and screw it to this thing so it doesn't fall. And I'm going to put that piece of steel in this window here to run the exhaust through. So I guess that would be the next step, is to get that exhaust plate put in the window so that I can hook up the bottom. There's an exhaust for it, and there's a fresh air return for the combustion chamber. And then the heat would blow out this side and come in, the air would come in this way and blow out this way. I believe that's how it works anyways. Okay, I had a little change of plans here because the way those pipes come out of the bottom, I couldn't put them in line because that would put the exhaust pipe too close to the intake, and I didn't want that. So now they're further apart, and that'll be much better. I won't melt the one. This is metal, but the other one's plastic. So I just put this cross piece on here on either side and running it this way. And now when I put the heat duct out to go where it's going to go, this thing is flexible. I can point it out into the room like this. Okay, so there I have the exhaust here and the intake here. The exhaust pointing up, the intake pointing down. So that that should work out good. It's not perfect, it's not totally airtight, but it'll do. This thing will put off a lot more heat than them little electric heaters I've been using, so I'll work with it. Okay, so they give you two options to put this fuel line in. Here, which would set it like this, or here, which would set it like this. In this case, I'm going to mount it here like this. So I'm going to use this option. You have to drill a hole . After you drill the hole, you have to put this in, which attaches to this hose. So what I'm going to try to do is fish this down through that, hook the hose on and pull it up. Hopefully it'll work. There, perfect.
Yeah, 4 boys.
So if it goes up to 8, then it's a men?
I'm not sure how that works. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I have some stuff, so I'll bring the stuff.
We have a little inline filter that will go here. This is the fuel pump. Got the filtering it before it gets to the fuel pump. That's important. You don't want to put it after the fuel pump because then you could clog the pump up. Okay, then they tell you to mount this so that the exit is higher than the entrance. It must be to let air bubbles come out, I'm assuming. Ah, darn. Put it on backward. Gotta go like this. Now, this hose connects to the bottom of the unit. Well, they could have given you a longer lead on that. That would be the ground wire. That hooks to there. That hooks to there. That hooks to this. It's over here. All right, let's see if this thing will fire up. Okay, the fuel pump is on, starting to pull fuel. It's gonna have to get all the air out of the line. Okay, I got it working. Just had to let that little pump get that fuel up through there. It's still got some air bubbles in there, but I guess they'll come out as time goes. Well, I don't know if you guys can feel that, but I can. It's pretty warm air. It's pretty nice. Matter of fact, it's so hot that I almost can't hold my hand there. So I think over time, we'll get all the air out of there. It'll be good. It's coming out little by little. But it seems to be running just fine. I'm still not totally up on these controls. The manual shows a different controller than what they gave me. So it's not really much of a help. But it seems to be running pretty good. Some really hot air coming out of there. So this should heat this place up. I mean, right now we don't have the ceiling insulated, but I'm trying to get it so it's warm enough to work in here, even though I know it's wasting a lot of heat. But yeah, it's throwing out some real, I mean, right there, 8 inches from there, it's almost burning my hand. It's coming out so hot. Pretty amazing. So I guess I'm going to call this a success. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. This is W. Come on over here and check this out.
Ooh, yeah.
I think she likes it.
Heat. Woohoo! Nice. Very nice.